In 1765, the French philosopher Denis Diderot received a gift, a scarlet dressing gown. It was beautiful. He put it on, and suddenly, everything he owned looked shabby by comparison. His desk, his chairs, his curtains. So he replaced them, one by one. New desk, new chairs, new prints for the walls. Within months, the man who edited the encyclopedia was drowning in debt over a dressing gown. He wrote an essay about it, called it his regrets. 260 years later, the same trap is emptying your bank account. Anthropologist Grant McCracken named it the Diderot Effect in 1988. The principle behind it is deceptively simple. A new possession creates a shift in your sense of identity. And once your identity shifts, everything that doesn't match, it starts to feel wrong. It is not about greed. It is about coherence. Your brain demands that every object in your life tells the same story. One purchase that breaks the pattern becomes the anchor for 10 more that restore it. You have done this. You just did not know it had a name. Consider the last time you upgraded your phone. New phone, then a new case, then wireless earbuds to match, then a charging pad because the cables look cluttered now, a new watch face to coordinate, a laptop sleeve in the same color. The upgrade radiates outward like ripples in still water. You intended to spend $800. You spent $1,400. The extra $600 was the Diderot tax. Nobody budgets for the cascade, because the cascade does not feel like spending. It feels like completion. But the phone example is minor. The home renovation spiral is where the Diderot effect becomes dangerous. You update the kitchen countertops. Now the cabinets look dated. So you replace those. Then the flooring clashes. New flooring makes the living room carpet look bad. Now you are refinishing 2 rooms. Then 3. Then the whole house. The average American home renovation goes 40% over budget. That overrun is not poor planning. It is the Diderot effect in action. The same logic applies to clothing. A single designer jacket makes your old shirts feel cheap. So you upgrade those too. The Diderot effect is not a character flaw. It is wired into the architecture of your brain. Dopamine does not reward you for owning something. It rewards you for acquiring it. The pleasure is in the purchase, not the possession. This is the hedonic treadmill. The new purchase feels exciting for 72 hours. Then it becomes your new baseline. Brain scans confirm this. The ventral striatum lights up during purchase. But within days, that same item produces no signal at all. Psychologists call the deeper force identity coherence. You do not buy things you want. You buy things that match who you believe you are becoming. Each cascade costs you twice. Once in the money spent. Once in the investment returns that money will never generate. Most people experience 3 to 4 Diderot cascades per year. A phone upgrade. A wardrobe refresh. A furniture change. Holiday resets. The unplanned cascade spending in each event averages $300 to $800. Call it $2,000 per year in Diderot losses. That is $167 a month. The cost of a gym membership you use and a streaming subscription you forgot to cancel. Combined, $2,000 invested annually at 7%. The market's historical average for 30 years becomes $200,000. That is the real price of matching your curtains. $200,000. Lost to the feeling that your old things were not good enough. Corporations understand this better than you do. They design entire product ecosystems around the Diderot effect. Apple is the most sophisticated practitioner. Buy one Apple device and the rest of your technology feels disjointed. That discomfort is engineered. A Mac, an iPhone, an Apple Watch, AirPods, an iPad. The average Apple household spends over $3,000 inside the ecosystem. IKEA does the same thing with room sets. You walk in for a bookshelf. You leave with a vision of who you could be if your apartment matched. Social media accelerates it. Every curated apartment you see online becomes a new identity standard. Your own home just became inadequate. Subscription bundles exploit this further. One streaming service leads to 3. One cloud plan leads to a full digital ecosystem you never planned. There are 3 strategies that break the Diderot spiral. The first is the ownership audit. Before any significant purchase, write down every subsequent purchase it will trigger. Be honest about the full list. If a new sofa means new pillows, a rug, and end tables, the sofa does not cost $2,000. It costs $4,000. Try it now. Think of the last thing you bought over $200. What else did you buy within 2 weeks of it? That is your Diderot footprint. Most people discover their true cascade cost is 3 to 5 times the original price. The audit makes the invisible visible. The second strategy is the one-in, one-out rule. For every new item that enters your home, one item must leave. This works because it forces a trade-off calculation. The Diderot effect thrives on addition. It stalls when you add friction to the process. It also triggers the endowment effect. You overvalue what you already own. Suddenly, the old item feels worth keeping, and the new one feels unnecessary. Removing something you paid for triggers loss aversion. Your brain treats the removal as a cost. The new purchase must now justify 2 prices. You do not need to be a minimalist, you just need a gate between wanting and owning. That gate changes everything. The third strategy targets your environment directly. Reduce your exposure to the triggers that start cascades. Unsubscribe from retail emails. Stop browsing online stores recreationally. Unfollow accounts that make you feel your life needs upgrading. The Diderot cascade requires a spark. No spark, no cascade. The most effective financial strategy is sometimes just seeing fewer ads. When a cascade starts, apply the 48-hour rule. Wait 2 full days before any purchase that was not on your original list. After 48 hours, the dopamine surge fades, the identity pressure fades, and 70% of the time, you realize you do not need the item. There is a deeper principle at work here, one that separates those who accumulate wealth from those who accumulate possessions. Old money families do not match their possessions. They do not curate aesthetic coherence. They buy quality once and stop thinking about it. The wealthy do not ask, does this match what I own? They ask, does this serve the life I am building? Those are different questions. Warren Buffett still lives in the house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. No cascade, no upgrade spiral, just clarity about what matters. Contentment with what you have is not a limitation. It is a financial superpower. Every dollar not spent on coherence is a dollar deployed toward freedom. A couple in Portland tracked their cascade spending for 1 year. Phone upgrades, home decor, wardrobe refreshes. The total was $9,300. The second year, they applied all 3 strategies: ownership audits, one-in, one-out, and trigger reduction. Their unplanned spending dropped to $1,200. The difference, $8,000, went into index funds. At 7%, that single year of awareness will grow to over $60,000 by their retirement. The biggest surprise was where cascade started. Not big purchases, small ones. A candle that made the bathroom feel dated. A pillow that made the sofa look old. They stopped asking, does this match what we have? They started asking, is what we have still working? That single question saved them $8,000. Diderot understood what happened to him. In his essay, he wrote a line that has survived 2.5 centuries. I was absolute master of my old dressing gown, but I have become a slave to my new one. Look around where you are sitting right now. Which of your possessions do you own, and which of them own you? Freedom is not having everything match. Freedom is no longer caring whether it does. That is the final lesson of the Scarlet Robe. 260 years of progress. Faster communication, better medicine, longer lives. And we still fall for the same trap a philosopher warned us about. Wealth is not built by earning more. It is built by keeping more. And keeping more starts with understanding why you spend in the first place. The next time you buy something new, notice what happens to everything around it. That moment of dissatisfaction is the Diderot effect beginning. This is the quiet wealth. If this changed how you see your next purchase, subscribe. Next week, the 7 cognitive traps your brain uses to keep you poor.